in Spanish. We're going to speak in English. We're introducing ourselves to the people, the
Let me
wonderful,
see.
beautiful people of Washington Heights. In case you're unfamiliar, Washington Heights is a lovely, beautiful neighborhood in Manhattan, New York City, uptown. Today is Monday. What's it? Monday the 4th of November. So that means tomorrow is what they call Super Tuesday. So we're here with the beautiful people of Washington Heights. I got a good guy with me. To my right, introduce yourself to the people, please,
What's
sir.
up, everybody? I'm Chris, born and raised here in Washington Heights, and we're just here to have a conversation with whoever. Really, that's all it is.
Born and raised. So you know what that means? That means he's familiar with what's going on. He knows the pulse. He knows the heartbeat. What's going on with you, Papa? Everything cool? He knows the heartbeat. We're gonna see how many people are really motivated and how many people are really concerned with what's going on in today's political climate, in the economy, what's going on in their neighborhood, what's going on in Washington Heights, who's concerned with what's going on their block, on their street, in their children's school. We out here, right, to be live and direct. So, with tomorrow being Super Tuesday, this is a high, intense season. Everybody's got something to say. Everybody's got an opinion. Whether you going blue, no matter who, or you drowning or surfing in that red wave. Either which way, we out here to see what it is that the people have to say. We will let you know that we had to fight tooth and nail to even be here. We went through the actual officials of the city. They gave us a hard time. Mayor Adams, sir, you'll be hearing from me. We went through the officials of the city. We went through various channels to get things set up. We got a difficult time. So we said when it all boils down to it, we can't allow anything to prohibit us from getting in contact with our people. You hear those sirens right there? That means we fresh and direct. How you doing? Come have a seat. We're gonna tell you what it is. So
Just
we
having a
out here.
conversation.
See, everybody's got something to say, but once it comes down to
Tomorrow's
standing on
election
it,
day.
when it comes down to standing on it, then people, their knees start buckling. They palm.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
spoke for himself. He spoke for himself. They palms start sweating and everything. People got a lot to say when it's behind the phone, when it's through their thumbs, when it's on the keyboard. But now when it's time to put a face to the words, to the impact, what's going on? What's going on? You want me to sing a Justin Bieber song? I actually don't even know a Justin Bieber song, but hopefully you enjoy what's going on. So we got 12 people in here. That's a powerful number. I want to thank you guys for checking in. Casted Crowns Inc. Go ahead, throw a like. Hello to you. It's a pleasure to meet you. So we out here, in case you don't know, we're in Washington Heights. That's New York City, live and direct, NYC. We here. It's a beautiful Monday. I'll take that blessing. I definitely need a blessing from God Almighty. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. So we out here in New York City to get a feel of the people. Because it's a lot going on right now. If there's one thing you can't do, you can't escape the times that we're in. Anyway, I don't want to, I'm rambling. What you got to say, sir? Please.
Nah, I mean, I feel like what's crazy. So when I was setting up earlier, I think somebody got like the energy that this might be a political podcast. So she was like, she was saying that Donald Trump is a like she I don't know if I forgot what it was that she said, but she was basically shitting on Donald Trump. And it's not. This is not even a Donald Trump podcast or anything like that. We're
We
just
got
here
a
to.
person, I'm sorry to interrupt. We got a
Yeah,
person who asked about Bulgaria losing to Italy
I don't know
in the
anything about
World
that.
Cup in 1994. Well, I'm going to share something with you. I actually was at the World Cup in 1994. I was there. I didn't expect Bulgaria to take it, so that's just how it goes. But sorry to interject.
No,
Go
no, it's
ahead.
cool. Um,
We got to respect the chat. So.
yeah, yeah. Nah, it's just that like you could feel kind of the tension in the air as far as like what this election means to everybody here. Because the thing is that I feel like for the first time ever, a lot of people from our neighborhood, at least from my neighborhood, are more open to the idea of Donald Trump becoming president. But at the same time, people are are still very much against the Republican Party because they grew up Democrat,
Right.
or maybe the most of the people in my area that are voting Democrat
Mm-hmm.
are people that pay attention to like the news a lot. That
Right.
don't really make their own opinion based on facts that maybe they go up and search, for themselves or anything like that. So
Smash the like button, please. Go
the
ahead.
tension
Smash
is
the
so
like
high.
button.
The tension
Rachel's
is
green.
really
She could smash it too.
what?
No, the chat,
Oh, okay.
but the tension is really high.
Now the tension is really high, bro. But we're about to see because once we start talking, people are gonna pop up. We already had a few people interested in what we're doing, and taking a look. Unfortunately, we don't have the speaker. If we had the speaker, everybody could at least hear us and see what it is that we're doing.
Right.
But nah, bro, I want you to lead this conversation though.
I got you. So we want to find out where the people in Washington Heights, where they stand. What do they feel? Are they standing faith-based? Are they standing waiting for somebody elected in office to make decisions concerning their life? How impactful are the two candidates that's leading the race? We can't forget, we also have two other candidates who are not of the major parties. We have Jill Stein, and we also have Cornel West. Ma'am, how you doing this evening? You doing good? My brother, what's going on with you tonight, man? Everything cool? It's again, but
Oh well,
that's
most
what we
people
out
in
here
this
to do.
most people in this neighborhood think you're gonna sell them something,
Right,
or most people they also don't want to be on camera.
right,
Unless you're saying something super controversial, maybe they'll come and try to argue. But
right, exactly.
that's how it is.
Yeah. So that's where it is that we stand in. We definitely want to get a pulse of what's going on in the neighborhood, what's going on in New York City, the biggest city in the United States of America, what's going on with the people of Washington Heights, and where do they stand? Again, are they riding that red wave? Are they blue no matter who? Do they have other reasons and other concerns that they just don't feel a politician is able to meet? Or are they going more the independent route? You got Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West, and I believe it's Dr. Jill Stein as well. So you have four candidates at this point who are up there, but we know when it comes to the most media attention, it's going to be Donald J. Trump, former president, and it's going to be Vice President Kamala Harris. So that's who it is that's leading the race right now.
And it's crazy because I feel like for at least the last two elections that I've noticed, anybody that was not a part of the
Ruby B. Moore says vote Republican 2024.
and that's that's kind of what everybody, at least from what I've seen, that's what a lot of people are thinking as well, that we have to vote Republican because obviously we had 4 years with the Democratic Party and we didn't really see much. We didn't see any change. We didn't see anything really positive like that. But it's usually towards like the end of the election that they start doing all the little things, all the the college debt type thing.
Right.
Taking care of things like that are gonna get people to vote, for your side and stuff like that.
So you think when they do these things and when they say these things, it's just more so to get people behind the polls?
100%. I mean, if you take a look at the election right now, what have you been what have you been seeing? A lot of performances, a lot of trying to relate to certain like demographics.
Right.
What like Donald Trump trying to relate to the black community, and so is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is also trying to relate to the black population.
Then she had the dance party with Beyonce.
Yes.
Yes.
She had, she invited Beyonce. She like just recently, a lot of celebrities even endorsed Kamala Harris as well. People endorsed Donald
Steph
Trump
Curry,
as well. Steph
Spike
Curry,
Lee,
a lot of them, bro.
Magic Johnson.
And it's to me, bro, it's hilarious that they use celebrities for stuff like that. Like, isn't that weird? Like, if anything, your policies should be right. The most like you shouldn't really need performance arts or anything like that when it comes to trying to become president.
Yeah, they used to say, which I don't really hear much nowadays, and I guess that means something to your point, because it used to be what's the conversation at the table, at the dinner table. And that's what it was that a politician would run off of. They would run off of what is your concerns at the dinner table. So what is a family discussing? And what is going on in a household? And if they can deal with solutions to either address your concerns in the household, then that's the type of politician you would want to align yourself with.
Yeah.
But now it's more so, like you said, celebrity based, or it's more so at the last minute, the 11th hour, what
Yeah.
is it that I'm pushing towards a particular demographic?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why are you waiting until the 11th hour? Time is running out. Why didn't you do that the first 100 days?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because every elected official always talks about the first 100 days in office, what they're going to do. Day one, what they're going to do. So why are you waiting a day 965 to say, hey, well, here's what it is that we're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. How you doing this evening?
She's like, nah, I'm good.
She started slapping real fast.
Yeah, but it's just bro, it's a last ditch effort. You know, it's almost like when you're having a really bad relationship. Let's say let's say you and your girl, you and your wife are having a really bad relationship, and you guys are at the brink of breaking up, and you know, at the very like you might not want anything to do with her, but then at some point you're like, nah, like I want to continue being with her. So what do? You try to do something really sweet, like out of nowhere, something that's kind of maybe even out of your character.
Right.
You know what I mean? To try to keep that relationship.
Try to
And that's
rekindle
kind
the
of-
flame.
Rekindle the flame, and I feel like that's exactly what they do, right? Because what they, for the most part, it's the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, they usually do things that benefit. Yeah.
Why? No, we can hear you though. We can hear you. All right. We appreciate you. Have a good evening, all right? She was a bit camera shy, which
Yeah.
that's not a problem.
Yeah, but it's like I already. God dang, we in the hood. Sorry about that. I kind of lost my train of thought there.
So you was talking about these last, what they call the last ditch efforts.
Last ditch efforts, bro. That's really what it's about, you know. Because obviously they want to stay in office and they want things to be ran a certain way. Some pockets need to continue being filled. That's kind of how I look at it. You know, when you have people that donate to the presidents or their campaigns and stuff like that,
Right.
those people obviously need to benefit from this. They're not just giving money away for nothing. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And those are the first people that are, I
Their
think,
needs
taken
need
care
to
of.
be addressed.
Well, their needs are probably put before ours, right?
I'd have to agree.
Yeah. So, okay, I think they're about to scrap over there.
I have to agree because when you look at the pandemic, the ones
about
that
to
were
scrap.
extremely wealthy did fairly well throughout the pandemic. The ones
Yeah.
who suffered the most was the common folk like us.
Yeah.
How you gentlemen and ladies doing this evening? Y'all having a good evening? So we trying to find out. We right here once again, Washington Heights. Where we at? We on 180th
We
and
on
what,
180th.
Broadway?
Yeah, this is 180th and Broadway.
180 and Broadway. It doesn't get more heights than that. You can get yourself a cheese empanada. You get yourself a beef, chicken empanada. It's a
You
beautiful
can get
neighborhood.
anything. There's bodegas everywhere here.
Yeah.
We got a store with leggings, dresses, whatever y'all need, right in front of us.
Chopped cheese.
Chopped Cheese Deli is literally right over there. That's the name of it, Chopped Cheese Deli.
So we out here. So
yeah.
we're gonna see who's ready to take a political stand and who's ready to go on camera, or at least who's ready to put their voice behind what it is they have to say. Sir, how you doing this evening? How you doing this evening, Papa? Everything good? Y'all good? No bueno, huh? It's amazing, you know? But anyway, that's what we're doing. How you doing, my brother? Everything good? You ready to join us, have a real good conversation? We're talking about tomorrow. All right, you have a beautiful evening, all right? Cheers, man.
He's like, nope.
Yeah, another one. See, people get real shaky.
Yeah.
You see a lot of videos, you see a lot of posts, you see a lot of memes, you see a lot of talking, a lot of preparation. But when you go live and direct, it's a whole different story. It's a complete different culture when you're actually on the spot, right? You agree with that, right, my brother? And when you support something and when you stand behind something, at any given moment, you should be ready to give an answer for why you stand behind what it is you stand behind.
Yeah.
And we got a good amount of people right now. This is our second live. We're just going live for the second time ever. And not only are we live online, but we live in person. Can you just keep it down for me one quick moment, all right? So we're actually live here with the people. There's not one politician out here. It's us guys from the community, here for the community. We haven't seen a Trump sign. We haven't seen a Vance sign. We haven't seen a Kamala Harris sign. We haven't seen a Tim Walz sign. What we do see is signs of things for sale. That's what we see is going on.
Yeah.
One of the things about Washington Heights, just like many other black and brown communities, as they would call it, is that there's a heavy influx of people who not from the Heights that are in the Heights, but they're more so here to establish a consumer base. They're more so here to get the dollar out of the community. They're not necessarily building up the community. They're building up their families and they're tending to their livelihood. That's what they're doing. So you'll have either big businesses, corporations that have businesses here like fast food restaurants and things like that. There's a Target around the corner. We got a T-Mobile store. We got a KFC. We got McDonald's. We got Chipotle. These are all big businesses. Now, a Chipotle in Washington Heights is offensive. There's more than enough Dominican restaurants out here. We don't need Chipotle. There's more than enough Puerto Rican and Mexican restaurants in this community. So we should be getting more of a backing to those businesses. But what we're tending to see is we're tending to see other businesses that come into the community. But how much do the people of the actual community benefit from those businesses outside of being a consumer? Are you benefiting by your family, your livelihood, and your culture being erected and being resurrected? Are you getting your dollar back? Are you getting your capital strength back? Or are you just supporting someone else? Is this on the minds of the people in Washington Heights? Is this on the minds of the people in South Bronx? Is this on the minds of the people in, where is it? River what?
Riverdale.
Riverdale. Is this of the minds of the people in Harlem? What we got? We got Ruby Beemore said, President Trump to the rescue. Is President Trump going to rescue the people of Washington Heights in 2024? We're going to ask somebody. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
She got headphones
People are
on.
so nervous. They're so nervous.
Yeah, people are actually nervous about voicing their opinion. I feel like in this neighborhood, or just if you're Hispanic, how about that? If you're Hispanic, or especially after the whole, all right, you know what? We'll get into that later. But if you're Hispanic or if you're black and you're voting for Trump, you're kind of look down, not look down upon, but people try to shit on you because
Right.
they feel like you're, I don't know, like you're.
They look at you like you're forsaking your community.
Because they
or
look
your
at
people.
yeah, exactly, because they look at Donald Trump like maybe a racist, especially with what happened with that comedian Tony Hinchcliffe when he said the floating island of garbage.
Right.
When he was talking about Puerto Rico,
Right.
they try to pin that on Donald Trump, saying that that he was holding like a Nazi rally or some shit like that. That there was racism, because he also said something about eating watermelon as well, which is like, oh, we gotta face it this way, Mike. Which you're not responsible for what a friend says, right? Like if I bring KJ to a family event and he says some wild shit that I didn't know he was gonna say, I'm not responsible for that. And that doesn't mean that I agree with what he was saying.
Yeah.
But they're trying to pull all these strings to paint Donald Trump in like a certain light, so that you could think of him as a racist or somebody that's not for us, not for the Hispanics, not for the blacks, that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the full clip of what it was that he said. I definitely did catch that one particular part. That
He was doing
snippet.
stand up comedy.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie though, that was so stupid. That like, you're gonna make those jokes at a Trump rally? Like you gotta be better. You gotta think better than that. Like there's no way. There's a time and place for shit like that, but not there, because now everybody's using that against against Donald,
Right.
which is like, all right, perfect timing, I guess, because the election is tomorrow.
That's
Perfect
pretty
timing.
typical. And you got to know that. You have to understand that whenever you engage in any form of diatribe or any form of words that can be easily misconstrued as offensive, the opposing party is going to use that against you.
Yeah.
My brother, can I ask you a question this evening? How you doing? Everything good. So what we out here doing, just so you know, you're more than welcome to have a seat. We're trying to see how are the people in Washington Heights impacted by what's going on tomorrow. Are there concerns being addressed as far as who's going to be in office? Where do they stand politically, not so much over which party, but do you feel that the candidates that's out here right now are they going to address the concerns of the people of Washington Heights or New York City? Doesn't matter if you only Washington Heights. You have an opinion on that? That you're willing to stand behind? All right.
All right,
You
thank you,
have a
man.
good evening. So again, you have to know when you say something that the opposing party is going to use it. They're basically watching every single word of what you say, and they will use things out of context, and they will use things in its proper context, right? The thing which happens is if you say something that's inflammatory, what they'll say is if you don't align with the people of that particular group, all right, like if you say something about the island of Puerto Rico, somebody could go to Puerto Rico and be like, man, what happened to my country? But they're from Puerto Rico, so they could go there and be like, yo, it's dirty, it's nasty, why does it look like this? It never used to look like that, it's trash everywhere, and it's like an island of garbage. But you see, there's a certain link between a bond between that person and the island of Puerto Rico, so people kind of trust where they're coming from with that statement.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who won, and one thing we do identify about the Republican Party is that they do tend to make comments that may seem to be like strength. No, but not strength. We would say bold, right? So they make bold declarations. Now, some of those bold declarations are either going to be outright offensive to some, or those bold declarations are going to be other people are going to say, you know what, I'm glad somebody finally said it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've been wanting to say it for so long, and it was basically attributed to the Democratic Party, is that they don't take a bold stance. They're not going to actually say, no, this is a problem, we need to fix it. They're not going to actually say, no, it's that particular person, and we need to stop that particular person right now.
And they don't admit to their mistakes either.
And that's another criticism of what it is that they get.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make a stance and you're going to make a statement, especially as you're coming down to the end of the race, the finish line, if you say something like that, you got to be ready for all of the things that's going to be fired back your way. You got to prepare yourself for it.
Yeah, this shit is fucking chess, bro. That's how it is. They're always monitoring what you're doing, who you're talking to, to be able to use it against you. Because it's like I said, it's chess. People are playing chess.
Yeah, that's how it is. So far, we out here in Washington Heights. We on 180th and Broadway in New York City. We haven't gotten any bold people to have a seat at the table.
Yeah, I think it's because we should have had a sign, bro. If we had a sign and people knew what we were talking about, they probably would have. I think they'd be more inclined to sit down and actually talk. Because a lot of people, they're just on their way. You know how it is in New York City, bro. Everybody's always just like, you know, on the move type shit.
That's true.
But also, most people don't really want to be on camera, and they're not really ready to talk about this. You know, it's like I said, people keep it to themselves now. You know, this whole election stuff or who they're voting for. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I would be shocked if Kamala wins.
Would you?
I would be. You know why? Because the people that I'm surrounded by, for the most part, are voting Trump. I'm not gonna say who, but the people that I'm surrounded by, they're voting Trump. And that wasn't. I can't say the same about last election.
Yeah.
Most people were voting for Biden. But
people were dancing in the street when Biden got
yeah.
in the city.
That's
out
why
here
I'm
too.
saying. That's why I'm exactly. That's why I'm saying that I'd be surprised if she wins, with how much support I've been seeing for Donald Trump here in my area, at least.
Yeah, I've got to take an objective take on it, and I would say that if you actually travel the country, you would see more signage for Donald Trump than you do for Kamala Harris. But the signage and the promotion or the alignment that people would take as far as fanfare and things like that is definitely picking up with Kamala Harris. I see way more signs as we've gotten closer to Election Day for Kamala Harris than I saw from the time she entered into the race and then shortly thereafter. Now, she did get in kind of late.
Yeah.
So that's one part. They got to produce everything in mass production. However, even by the time she was having her rallies and doing things like that, I was seeing way more than Trump, and that's across the country. Sometimes cities kind of misrepresent the country as a whole because many people in the cities tend to think the rest of the country is reflective of. No, 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 you can't take them. Some people tend to think that the rest of the country is just like what the cities are like. So if you live in New York City, people in New York City tend to think the rest of the country is like New York City, where it's not. The rest of the state of New York is nothing like New York City at all. If you live in Philly, if you live in Chicago, if you live in Baltimore, if you live in LA, you live in Miami, these are cities that do not represent the country as a whole. And you got to keep in mind that while a city may have the most condensed population, it doesn't have the most people typically for the entire state. So people may align a certain way politically in those major cities, but does that mean they align that way politically throughout the entire state, and then even a region of the country, and then the country as a whole? How you doing this evening? So we're doing quite well. What we're looking for, thank you. What we're looking for is we're looking to see how the people of New York City, how do they feel about what's going on tomorrow? Do they feel that any of the people on the ticket?
I think we might have already talked about this.
We never had a conversation about it.
Oh, well,
So-
there were two men with, the one had a blue jacket on a few days ago.
Oh no, this is our first time here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
congratulations, I guess.
So what do you think? Do you think that the
Oh,
political leaders at this point, do you think they represent the true concerns of the people of Washington Heights, the people of New York City? Or do you
some
feel
of them,
it's
you know,
something
they're not all
else?
the same.
Some.
Some of
So out of the four, which we have Jill Stein,
them. Uh-huh,
Cornel West, of course, Vice President Kamala Harris,
uh-huh.
and we have former President Donald J. Trump.
Oh,
Oi? That's what
Oi,
you say
yeah.
for Donald J. Trump,
Yeah.
right? Oi. That's what she
Yeah.
says. She says oi.
are you familiar with Oi?
I'm familiar
Yiddish,
with oi.
yes.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
So, you say oi to him. What about
Yeah.
Kamala Harris? You think more so,
Yeah, definitely.
She's
definitely
more
positive,
concerned?
definitely.
more
Yeah.
positive? Why would
Yeah,
you
I
consider
mean,
her more positive than
Because
the
I've
other
seen
three?
how she, you know, what she, I've seen what kind of concerns she brings to the issues that she's, you know, she's interested in. And, yeah.
So you feel Kamala Harris is more concerned with the interests of the people?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of them is, well, maybe some of the not, you know, the lower level, the lower government level ones.
You
but-
mean like Jill Stein and Cornel West?
Yeah, although,
Yeah.
yeah. I have no idea where either of them live, you know, if
Right.
they're really in tune with in touch with what goes on.
Oh, okay,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so are
and
you talking
that's-
about New York City as a whole, or Washington Heights specifically? Or?
Well, Washington Heights / New York City. We're here in Washington Heights, so of
Yes.
course we're going to
Yeah.
address that, and hopefully the people will address that as well.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about New York City as well,
Right.
you know? So
Yeah.
basically trying to see, do the people in New York City, are they aligned with any one particular party? Do they feel that somebody is out today? Because tomorrow's Super Tuesday, as they say.
Yeah.
Is somebody that's really, truly concerned with what their interests are? Or is it just what it is we see on TV? What we see on the ads on our phones and what we see on TV? Is that
Yeah.
really what it's all about? Or do we feel that
I'm not
our
getting the ads on
concerns
my
are being
phone.
addressed? Yeah?
Yeah, I probably blocked it.
Right, exactly. So that's what we're saying, but we definitely appreciate you for your time. And
Yeah.
you're a brave soul. You're the first one who actually took a
Yeah,
stance.
we've been sitting
Everybody
here for
got
like 30
so
minutes.
nervous.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody else got
Why,
so
they
nervous.
think you're like spying for the higher people.
Right. Right. You know how
Yeah.
people are. But we definitely thank you for your time and your input. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Look, you got your man right there. man.
Oh, what up, bro?
So,
That's my
you
brother.
know- Oh yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, I see it. What's up, Ronald? He's gonna have a seat?
I'm going to the gym right
You
now.
going, you
Ah.
guys, yo, your whole family's in the gym, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How you doing?
That's
You went to
cool.
the
That's
gym
what's
already?
up, man.
No, I skipped
Got
today.
his brother right here. You know, it's a family affair.
We're
That's
just
a
talking
beautiful
about,
thing.
tomorrow's
And
election
I'm
day,
gonna
so we're
have you
having a
know that
conversation
his
surrounding
brother's
that
going
right
to the gym and he's out here doing
Yeah.
something positive, some community building, and he comes and he
now.
bumps
Yeah. Damn,
into
we
his
would love
brother
to fucking have you,
who's
bro.
doing something positive.
I know.
It's all good. It's all
Sorry,
good.
well, Mandy's waiting for me at the
So
gym.
thank
Está
you.
bien, está bien.
Yeah.
Have a good workout, bro.
I haven't heard much about Cornel West lately.
Yeah, well, you know, that's always by design. He's not going to have the donor support that the two major parties are
Oh,
going to
be
have.
careful with the camera right there.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't that.
Would you
close
like to
it.
take a seat?
No.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
if
All
you're
right.
the Green Party, Independent
Yeah,
parties,
yeah.
unless you yourself are, you've got the relationships, with the higher
Yeah.
ups, it's going to be an uphill battle. But some
Yeah.
people tend to
Well,
say
it's the
that the
same-
reason for that is if more people would support those type of
Yeah,
individuals,
yeah.
then that would bring a balance of power when it comes to
Yeah.
party politics.
Well, what I do sometimes is that if the same candidate is running on two lines,
Yeah,
like Democrat and Green or Democrat
Right.
and, I know the other one's name, the more progressive party.
yes,
Yeah. Then I'll vote for them on that other party.
right.
Yeah. So I'm send a message. I want you to be more green and more progressive than the main Democratic Party is.
So, but you think Kamala's going to take it? You think Kamala's going to be victorious
I
tomorrow?
can, I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah.
We're going to see.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question if you don't mind.
You can ask.
Seeing that Kamala's been in office right now, right?
Yeah. As vice president.
She's essentially trying to, well, not trying, she's essentially running against herself because over the fact that she was in office, she was in the cabinet, she was a decision maker to a certain extent about various policies that went through.
Yeah.
She was there, right?
Yeah. She basically runs
Is there anything that you're looking for
presides
her
over
to
the
do?
Senate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And what she shared with us is that she presides over the Senate. Is there anything that you would like to see or hoping that she's going to do for the next 4 years, if elected, that she did not do the previous going on 4 years?
I don't know enough of the specific things that she did and didn't do.
Uh-huh.
But my number one issue is the environment.
Your issue is the environment.
Number one issue.
So how do you feel about where she stands at concerning fracking and things of that nature?
I'm trying to remember what I know about it.
And green cars,
Sorry?
electric vehicles.
Green
How
cars,
do you feel about
okay,
it?
yeah.
She pushes for that. She does push for electric vehicles.
Oh, good. I'm in favor of that, yeah.
Right. All right.
Depends. Of course, then it depends on what the power sources are for the. These are the kind of cars that charge off of. Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
I want
definitely
it to be
think.
green energy that charges the cars.
Right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
thought that green energy was more harmful for the environment, wasn't it? Because of
Well, it's not just one kind of energy. It's like solar power, wind power.
okay. Yes. All right.
Hydropower.
Yeah.
Basically anything that isn't like burning fuel.
Yeah. Well, it looks like that's where we're headed. So
Sorry?
I said it looks like that's where we're headed.
The green power?
Electric vehicles. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, the question is where's the electricity going to come from to charge the vehicles?
Okay.
Yeah. So if it's if it's solar power, then that's great. And solar or wind or something else. If it's burning gasoline or whatever, that's not good.
Yeah.
So her primary concern is the environment, and she's hoping that Kamala Harris is going to most certainly address what's going on in the environment.
Yeah, I think she will. I just question of like how she will, and and of course one person, even the president or vice president, can only do so much.
Yeah, that is true.
We've had some cases of presidents who really wanted to do some good stuff, and then the bill that they were promoting got filibustered in the Senate.
Right.
Yeah, that happened to Bill Clinton a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude has
Appreciate
been.
your comment.
Sorry, couldn't hear you.
No, I said that dude has been here since we started.
Oh.
Mhm.
Maybe even before you got here.
Yeah, maybe even before we got here actually.
He was here when you got here then.
Yeah.
So we're hoping you're going to be a trendsetter this evening, and more people step up to the plate and put their concerns,
Yeah.
on record. We definitely appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. This last question I want to ask before you go. Are you originally from this area?
No.
No?
No.
Are you from New York or another
No,
part of the
DC
country?
in Maryland suburbs. I was born
DC?
in the District of Columbia in a
Oh,
hospital.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
But my family lived in the Maryland suburbs of DC.
got it. All right, that's good.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. A belated welcome.
Right, belated welcome, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, then my parents we lived in Long Island for a while after, and then back to Maryland, DC suburbs of Maryland, and then I moved here. Well, it's been 43 years since I moved here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's been.
So it is a late welcome. Well,
Yeah,
not
I
as
was
late
gonna
as it
say
would have
that's
been
crazy.
if I would-
You're
Yeah.
well acclimated.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Still places I don't know, things I don't know how to find.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Also, of course, it's always changing.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
There's something else I wanted to mention, and I'm having trouble thinking of now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cast Their Crowns
Oh.
Inc., you know?
What was that?
Cast Their Crowns Inc. That's what we're live on YouTube right now.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Just
what we're on.
cast and what?
Cast Their Crowns Inc.
Cast their crowns.
Cast their crowns, like a
That's
crown you'd
interesting.
wear on your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Cast your
Cast
crown
is
on the ground or on the floor before Jesus Christ sitting on the throne.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Oh no! Don't go there.
Okay. All right, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely, we thank you for your time. You know.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might get more people who've had,
That's what I said.
What?
If we had a sign.
Yeah, if you identify this, like we want to hear your opinion. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then people would know that we're having a conversation
Yeah.
about stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
guess
true.
this gets people curious, but if
Yeah.
you had a sign up, then they would know.
Yeah, we try to get people's
Brother, you
attention too,
interested
but
in a
most
good
people don't want
conversation this evening? You don't got the time? Well, maybe. Yeah. Well, check us out. We on YouTube right now, live. Cast Their Crowns Inc. Cast Their Crowns Inc. All right. Appreciate you.
And that's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
Because people do look and
Yeah.
we try to get their attention.
yeah.
But you're right.
Well, I hope he does.
Yeah, hopefully. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, folks.
All right,
Definitely.
take care.
You have
get
a
home
good
safe,
evening.
okay?
Sorry?
I said get home safe.
Yeah, well, you too, and I hope you all stay well.
Thank you. You as well.
I pretty much end every conversation with that these days.
Yeah.
So we got that. We got a
Nice
trailblazer. All right. We got a
Trailblazer.
trailblazer stepping up, giving her opinion, addressing her concerns about what it is that's going on. Christ is my king. Val, good comment right there. That's why you see I had to shut down. You can't be on a platform of Cast Their Crowns Inc. and where we can allow you to say anything negative towards Jesus Christ. Now, it's not a religious platform. That's not what it is we're out here to do. But we can't allow that. We got to maintain respect and dignity. So with that being said, we're going to see who else is ready. How y'all doing this evening? Everybody doing well? Everybody looking forward to tomorrow? Sir, you looking forward to tomorrow? You got some concerns that you feel is on the ballot?
My boy's eating a piece of chicken. He ain't ready to talk, bro.
Yeah.
He's chewing on a drum walking down the street.
Hey, it's good chicken in Washington Heights. We gotta say
That's a
that.
fact.
It's good rice in Washington Heights. It's good corn. Let's get what's some Spanish dishes. What's some good dishes they got up here in the Heights?
Spanish
Let 'em
dishes.
know, yeah.
They have moro, they have locrio.
What's
They
moro?
have-
Let's translate.
Moro is like it's a colored rice with I think with like beans and shit, like habichuela. Sometimes I get moro and locrio confused, but they're kind of the same thing. I think locrio has meat in it and moro, and I think I said that wrong. I think moro has meat in it and locrio doesn't. Locrio has like beans or some shit. It's colored rice. And then we got obviously we got mango. Shit,
Mango.
very popular.
Very popular, especially out here.
Right now, it's popular because it's called the soups. We got sancocho. We
What's
got sancocho is like it's like a thick, very brothy fucking soup with like
Let's
potatoes.
try to watch the profanity.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But potatoes, brothy
Potatoes, plantains,
soup. Sounds very good
carrots,
so far.
some noodles, depending meats as well. A lot of meats.
Oh, so Samuel, thank you for the comment. No, we're not addressing, it's not a debate. Well, we're out here Washington Heights. We're on 180th and Broadway. We just out here among the people seeing Where do people stand? Do they feel that any of the political leaders at this time are actually addressing their concerns and what their concerns are? Do you feel that Trump is going to address your concerns? What exactly are your concerns? Are your concerns of what it is that he's running off of? Are your concerns of what it is that's Kamala Harris's agenda? Or possibly Cornel West? Or possibly Jill Stein? Or do you feel that none of these candidates at this time are addressing your concerns, and what exactly are your concerns? You can put it in the chat. We can see if people out here align with your concerns. So that's what we're out here to do. It's not a debate. We're having a conversation. We're having a discussion. Cool.
Yeah, and if you guys didn't realize,
He's watching live from Germany.
Oh, word?
He asked, "Who are you voting for?" Would you like to say, or you have a political answer to give?
No.
But we appreciate the love, and we appreciate you checking from Germany. Please spread the channel, Cast the Crowns Inc. We got family from Germany. We got family from Frankfurt, Germany. So we appreciate the love. We appreciate y'all checking in. Hit us up with some likes. Never heard of those dishes. You're Puerto Rican, I'm guessing. I'm Hispanic. What you got to say about that?
She's Puerto Rican?
No, she was guessing you're Puerto Rican. I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't catch
Puerto
who
Rican.
it was.
No, moro and locrio are rices.
Yeah.
Right? Sancocho, asopao, like Puerto Ricans have asopao too. Dominicans have asopao.
Shout out to Nuremberg.
There's no way she's Hispanic if she doesn't know those dishes. That's impossible.
No, she said she was guessing that you're Puerto Rican. She said she's Hispanic. She didn't say that it wasn't.
Well, she might not be Dominican then, because those are all strictly Dominican dishes, and like some Puerto Rican as well.
So he's not
Like
Puerto
asopao.
Rican.
I'm not Puerto Rican.
He's
I'm
Dominican.
But I get that a lot. Some people do tell me that I look Puerto Rican,
You look Puerto Rican?
and that I look like Middle Eastern a little bit too.
Why, the beard?
Probably. I look like maybe one of those Nurmagomedovs.
You look like a prince?
No, I wouldn't say that. But back to who I'm voting for and why. First of all,
He's taking a bold political
I'm
stance.
taking a bold
everybody.
stance
Get
right
ready.
now. Look.
Get ready. How you doing this side, Mubby? Doing well?
So look, firstly, honestly, I don't think that any of the candidates are going to do that much for my community. I'll keep it a buck. I don't think Donald Trump's interest lies in Washington Heights right now.
Okay.
And that's not to say that it's a bad thing either, because there's so many other areas in the U.S. that need help, right? And also, I don't think that Kamala is either. You know, what happens every single time someone becomes president? They say they're gonna do this, that, and the third, and they don't do this, that, and the third. You know, or they, because the thing is that their biggest voting base is probably Hispanics and blacks. I would say, like they need those votes, so they try to say things that are gonna, lighten up our eyes and want to vote for them. But at the end of the day, they never really do anything for us. So
Val is Hispanic. Her parents are Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Viva la Mexico.
Viva la Mexico. There's a bunch of Mexican restaurants around here too.
Yes.
But yeah, so look, the reason I'm voting for Donald Trump. The reason I'm voting for Donald Trump is because I just feel like the fact that they have come after him the way that they did, right, is for a reason. I mean, they've tried to kill the dude.
Ruby agrees with you.
Yeah. They've tried to kill him. They've tried to get him, throw him in jail. They're trying everything they possibly can to make sure that he does not become president. Why? I don't know, because if from what Donald Trump's policies are and like his standpoints, it sounds like he wants what's best for the U.S. So why wouldn't you want that person as president, right? Why try to kill the guy? Why attempt, why have all these attempts on his life and his character to make sure that he doesn't become president? When I just feel that they just want to continue running things the way that they are, because there's a lot of shady shit going on behind closed doors, right? There's a lot of deals.
Trump 2024.
There's a lot of deals going on behind closed doors. There's a lot of pockets being filled behind closed doors that are not going to be filled anymore once Trump becomes president, right? And a lot of like even things that are happening now, like the things in Ukraine or like the wars that we're basically funding, right? Those type of things we should not be involved in my opinion. And I know that
Many people
Donald
feel
Trump,
that way.
and so does Donald Trump, right? But like I said, people's pockets are being filled, like very powerful people, and they do not want Trump to come and interrupt that. So I feel that that's why they're killing him, because he's a danger to whatever it is that they got going on.
Right.
And I'm completely against all that shady shit, and that's why I'm really voting for Trump, straight
Okay.
up, because
There you have it.
I want to see what he's about to do. I definitely want to see how they're gonna react and how things are gonna unfold. I even have a crazy ass conspiracy theory on this whole Diddy shit and why he's in jail right now. That has to
Diddy?
do with politics, and it's just my like I didn't see this nowhere. It's just my opinion.
No, we can't. I mean,
We're not gonna get into
yeah,
it.
no, but everybody knows when it comes to politics, it's no such thing as a coincidence.
And there's no such thing as playing fair either,
Right.
right? We learned that from JFK.
Yeah.
From the whole
Politics
JFK
is
thing.
war. Politics is
Politics is war.
war. Politics
So,
is war.
you
Good
know,
evening, ma'am. How you doing today? You doing well? All right.
That's a señora. That would have been mine right there. That conversation in español.
You were supposed to. Hey, let them have it. Let it be known where you stand. Buenas noches, señora.
Who are you voting for? Are you gonna say it? Nah.
How y'all doing this evening? Y'all doing well? You know who you going behind? Who you standing behind? This gentleman just asked me a question about who I'm voting for.
Just curious. And look,
Follow, subscribe.
look. If a friend of mine is voting for Kamala, which I actually have friends. I have people that I work for or that work with me that are voting Kamala. And we had this conversation, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna think of them as an idiot or anything like that.
That's to you.
Well, ellos quieren invertir en otros países y no en nuestro. Yeah. They're basically saying that the Democrats want to invest in other countries, but not ours. Which, it's true. It's true.
I mean, those concerns do need to be addressed. How you doing this evening? You doing well? All right.
And you know what? Sometimes I think about the fact that presidents only really have 4 years to take care of business, and that might not be
Right.
enough, bro. Like, 4 years is not a lot of time, bro.
Yeah.
There's so much shit. I'm sorry.
No,
I
how
said
you
another
doing,
bad
bro?
word.
Yeah. Y'all cool.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
y'all. If you want to
Y'all got
join the
time? Y'all
table,
got
you
time
can
to
join
sit
the
down?
table. We're trying to see where people stand regarding tomorrow, and if we feel that whoever's out there running their mouth, are they actually about business when it concerns to the people of the Heights, when it concerns the people of the city, or not at all? Huh? You got stage fright? No, I got you. But we definitely appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you, man. You know that? So again, people are saying that they want to see more from particular parties. My question would be, if somebody says they represent America as a whole, America first, does that truly include every nook and cranny and every fiber of the United States of America? Or does that boil down to certain representatives within the United States of America?
I think that. I'm sorry. You gonna keep going?
No.
I think that it does. Like at the end of the day, everything trickles down, right? So, for an example, let's talk about the border issue, right? And what's happening. That directly impacts the lives of everybody in this neighborhood, right? Because
That's very true.
not only from a danger standpoint, but also from a job standpoint, maybe even taxes standpoint. Like there's obviously, now that we have like an influx of immigrants coming into this country illegally, right? Pretty much. There's a lot of jobs that are going to be taken. A lot of like they're getting so much help, and I'm not completely opposed to immigrants coming to our country.
Right.
It's just that sometimes their needs are pretty much being put over everyone else who is struggling in this area already, right?
Then that should be a concern of people, that why is one getting certain resources when the other didn't?
Exactly.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Like they're quick to give the resources to those people, but people from this neighborhood who had to close down their businesses, due to the pandemic and stuff like that. Those people didn't get they didn't get a second chance. They didn't get help
Very
from
true.
the government or anything
Very
like
true.
that. That's kind of messed up if you think about it. And from a danger standpoint, of course, it does affect us because I think if I'm not mistaken, there was an immigrant that like raped and murdered this. I don't know it too well. Maybe I shouldn't speak on it, but
Yeah.
crime basically, right?
Right.
Because some criminals are coming from Venezuela. It's already proven.
Hmm.
They released prisoners and basically sent them to our borders. And at first I asked myself, why would they even do that? Why would they release prisoners? It could be financial. They don't have all the money to basically house and take care of and feed these prisoners. So they just fucking really. Oh God, I cursed again.
Val lives on the border. I spend a lot of time on the border. I've been actually to Laredo many times. I have business out there, and I'm out there in Laredo and neighboring cities around the border. And that's Val's concern. Val's concern is the border.
Yeah, and look, and the thing is that I'm kind of 50-50 on it. Although it's like I said, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on it because I could understand a family in need coming to our borders and needing help and
Right.
having children that um that need help and stuff like that. But
Right.
then on the other end, we just don't know the people that are coming in here and what their plans are for coming in here. It could be drug related. We already know they're starting gangs and stuff like that. Here
True.
in the U.S., which we do not need. We don't need any of that over here. Um,
We don't need any more.
we don't need any more, but
That's
we
for
already
sure.
have so many things to deal with over here.
Right.
So yes, to go back to your question, it does. Their policies, whether they're not directly for Washington Heights,
Val said that the shelters are full in Laredo or on the border. I didn't catch that last comment, but
yeah,
definitely.
you can't check it right here.
They speaking to your point. They're speaking
there
to
it
your
is.
point.
Very difficult to know what is
Yeah.
true and what is not when it comes to policies, etc. Neither party has true what?
And that's coming from Europe. That's Samuel out in Europe.
True inspirational leader like Obama, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean,
We appreciate that comment.
yeah, it is. It is. That's
Share the
why
live.
I like to make my own opinion.
Hmm.
Obviously, we only really know what's going on because of the news. We could choose to believe it or not. At the end of the day, the news is very um, has lied to people before. Like, we already know this. That's why I like to do my research online a lot, and I like to listen to both sides, like both parties, both Republican and Democrat, because you could kind of see the changes that they make um, to fit their narrative. You could
Hmm.
you could kind of see that, and then based off that, you make your own opinion. Um, what was that? What was that last part from that comment? The inspiration.
They said none of them appear to be as inspirational as Obama was.
Maybe not, but I feel like to some people, after what happened when to Donald Trump, during the assassination attempt, I
Right.
feel like he inspired a lot of people there in that moment. Not necessarily me. I'm not saying he inspired me,
Uh-huh.
but the fact that he got up after getting shot and raised his fist in the air, apparently that inspired a lot of people, because it shows that he truly is fighting for our country, fighting for Americans, not necessarily for you, KJ, or me, Chris, just America as a whole. Like I feel like Donald Trump looks at America like a person
Hmm.
more than anything, because all he talks about is making America great again, and like um, he feels like when my fault. Uh, he's trying to make sure that we have money in our pockets again, or that America has money in their pocket, that inflation is down, all the stuff that basically benefits America and trickles down to us, the Americans, because although we're from Washington Heights and Hispanic and black and all that, we are Americans, and I feel like some of us forget to think about that.
Independent podcasters is the best way to go, and it's the best way to get your info. We definitely appreciate that, Val.
Yeah.
Chris, you're also part of a particular podcast, which is Stay Dangerous. 360, which is the off season right now for Stay Dangerous 360. But you got a lot of work. You also do a lot of work around the country, a lot of production. You do a lot of, you get yourself involved in a lot of productions, not only around the country but globally, right? So you've been to quite a few countries in Europe. What other parts of the world you've been?
Um, Europe, Jamaica, um, and by Europe I mean I was literally only in England and Ireland. Twice in Ireland, once in England.
That's two more than many people have been.
Yeah, Jamaica, um, and that's it within the United States. Um,
So this is
yeah.
a man that's well traveled.
And you know what's crazy? That before this video stuff, I was never
Uh-huh.
traveling. It was because I started working with cameras and stuff that I started to travel and do gigs out there and stuff like that.
So the lens is taking you around the world almost.
That's a fact. I'm actually going to Miami
Going to Miami.
on the 8th, which is Friday, I believe.
Miami's a beautiful place, ladies and gentlemen. Very beautiful place. Got to have a lot of discipline when you go to Miami. You got to have a lot of discipline in Washington Heights too. Absolutely. But we're out here for business. We out here to see what's the pulse of the people. Maybe this brave soul right here. My brother, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. We're doing well. You know?
And
saw him earlier.
it's brick right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
brick.
be prepared, man. Gotta be ready. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail. You gotta be out here for the people.
Do you think that this is the
Sir,
biggest
how
election?
you doing this evening? I think they say that every election.
Yeah.
Every election, they always say it's the biggest one. It's the most important. They don't necessarily say vote or die, but remember that was a slogan several years ago. So I think there's always going to be a push and an incentive for people to really get on board with the fact that everything rests on this particular election. How you doing this evening, ma'am? Everything rests on this particular election, and then 4 years from now, it'll be the same thing.
That's true.
I remember when it was 2012, when Obama was running. Who was it he was running against at that time? Mitt Romney, if I'm not mistaken. It came down to the two of them. Thank you. We appreciate your comment. And the sentiments at that point, especially if you align with then President Barack Obama, was you're voting now for your children. So you're voting to stand behind Barack Obama and his platform for your children.
They're using that now again. They're doing the same thing. I think that was a part of Beyonce's speech. Voting for Kamala Harris is basically voting for her family, her children, things like that.
What we got from Ruby, once again, it was like 12 of the last 16 years, Democrats have controlled the White House, and yet look at what's going on, right? Look what's going on today. Soaring inflation and rising crime and border chaos. A change has to happen. Enjoyed watching you guys, Samuel. Enjoyed watching you guys. Politics will unfortunately always divide people. Very true. I want to say something to Samuel's point. And I want to address something. This is for D.L. Hughley. This is for Ricky Smiley. This is for even former President Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Spike Lee. Vice President Kamala Harris says that Donald Trump represents an America where people are pointing the fingers at one another. And she's not in favor of that. But yet, these particular individuals, especially the ones I just named, they notoriously point the finger at people in the supposed support of Kamala Harris. So how is it that you point the finger and exclusively their own people, particularly black men? Now, I will say about D.L. Hughley, when George Clooney made his statement be known and his opinion based off of what it was that he saw in President Joe Biden, D.L. Hughley did respond to that, right? So he did address someone else. But outside of that, many of these particular individuals consistently point the finger at black people. Now, how is it that if you represent the party of unity, you're pointing the finger at black people, particularly your own people, and particularly the men of your own community. I would want to know where's the unity in that, because you seem divided.
Yeah.
Your house seems divided.
Well, it's always gonna be like that, bro. That's not gonna change. Because at the end of the day, if this country, look, sometimes I wonder things like, not that I want a dictatorship, but there has to be some type of benefit to having just one leader, one party, right? Um, I feel like a lot of times Democrats and Republicans, they essentially want the same thing for the most part, but they always struggle to come together. That to me doesn't make any sense. And having those two parties is really what, like, to that comment, it really does divide the country, just like every sports team there is, just like
Right.
every anything that has like some kind of a tribal thing to it,
Right.
right?
Good point.
Divides
Good
the
point.
country, which is, I don't know, that to me that's just weird, and it's something that's just gonna be around forever, bro.
Right. How united can you be if the country is based off of party politics? Sheeps can't understand that.
Shan the butcher or what? She called an emergency report to say he was Hitler that creates hate and downsides. You know what's crazy about that? Did you see? I think LeBron James posted a video of Donald Trump as like a racist slash Hitler type thing. They basically took him out of context and added like a bunch of the things that were going on during the segregation and all that stuff,
Right.
like videos, and to paint him out as a racist.
Yeah. Well, we always know there's those buzzwords and those words
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
what they
attach
did.
to
Yeah,
people. I don't really get caught up in when they try to say that any particular person is a dictator when we understand a person is not a dictator and they get voted out of office. That's just not how dictatorship works. So if you really and truly were a dictator, one, you wouldn't be elected. You would use force to get in. And then if you were in office, then you're not just gonna bow out. Now you could say Donald Trump didn't gracefully bow out, but nevertheless, he wasn't the president the last 4 years. Dictators are not really, that's not the case for a dictator. So there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be thrown around that people are gonna use, and they're gonna use things that you say against you. And they're gonna exploit certain things, and they're gonna try to paint a particular narrative. They will use things out of context. They will take all 700 words of what you said and then try to take 16 of the words in the very beginning of what you said and to try to use that to represent the sentiments of all of the words of what you said, you know?
yeah.
So those are things that actually do happen. But that's just politics. Those are just tactics of politics. It's not new. It's
Yeah.
not going to change. It's
It's
not going to end anytime soon.
it's crazy how people fall for that type of stuff though. It's like people struggle to think for themselves, or people struggle to decipher things like that. I don't that's what I don't understand. Like when somebody could watch something that is clearly altered or made to make you think a certain way
Right.
and not ask any questions, or try to debunk whatever it is that they're watching. They just fully believe everything that they see, and it goes back to that sheep mentality,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, and oftentimes when there's any form of, show or platform, town hall meeting, debate, after that particular politician speaks, there's going to be a panel. And that panel is going to formulate opinions that people should take. Where you
You too.
align. You too, sir. That panel discussion, they're going to start putting certain things into the conversation.
Hmm.
And then if this is a particular network that you align with, now you're going to pick an opinion that was already given to you by one of the panelists
Yeah,
and the political pundits.
yeah,
So we see that so often. So when you ask somebody a question, they just parrot what it is that one of the political commentaries was made. You know, they just go off of that.
yeah.
You know, he's like a this or she's like a that. But you know very well that individual did not reach that conclusion on their own.
On their own, yeah. It's what they want them to say, because
Right.
it's almost like what do you call those dudes that wear the puppets?
Oh, ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist. That's really what it is, because if you pay attention, if you
They were
pay
saying the European Union was a good idea.
uh, if you pay attention to, have you ever seen that meme? It's not even, it wasn't a meme, but it was showing that the news, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Hmm.
And that's because it's like I said earlier about painting a certain narrative and having, it's propaganda. How about that? It's just propaganda at the end of the day. If they want you to think a certain way, they're gonna make sure that you do.
Right. Right. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. And one of the things which is another issue with the media, by and large, is if you have any form of journalistic integrity, you have to be objective. If your platform aligns with one particular political party, or you show favoritism to one particular political party, you're never going to be objective. It's always going to be subjective.
The news is not
No,
objective.
no, it's not
So-
objective at all. Objective is basically open to everyone to
Yeah,
speak
exactly.
their piece.
Yeah. The news is subjective. Look, on two sides of the spectrum, you have CNN, which is mostly, at least they've been Democrats since forever, basically.
Right.
And then on the, oh well, not really. It was mostly towards like the last few years, maybe, because I haven't been watching CNN forever.
Yeah.
But, and then there's Fox. Fox News is Republican.
We appreciate that. Ivica, did I say your name correct? We definitely appreciate that comment. She feels, I'm not sure who that was, but I'm going to say they. They feel any media, state or private, works against working people.
Yeah.
That's what they have
probably.
to say. You know, you can actually watch, especially you said CNN and Fox. One thing that is unfortunate, if you have, let's say the candidates, the consecutive candidates, they represent the objective parties or the opposing parties, you can watch the way how one platform discusses or the way how they cover one particular person from that party, and then watch how they basically flip to how they then speak about the person of the other party.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then when that person is out of office and then the next person that is in office represents that opposing party, how those two networks is like they flip. It's like they take the script from what we're going to say about this one. Now I'm giving it to you, and you say the same exact things about the other one who's now in office. And that's why some people have lost trust when it comes to the media because of things like that.
And it sucks because the media, we count on the media to keep us up to date as far as what's going on. We count on them to tell us the truth, and it's not always the case. You know what I mean? That's why I called it propaganda, because they tell us what they want us to believe, and it's true. But obviously, someone does own the media. There's this one, I think if I'm not mistaken. Let me not get into it because it's gonna get conspiracy based, but it's not really a conspiracy. It's just that if whoever's funding the media is a Democrat, if they are voting Democrat, then the media is not gonna be Republican. That's just how it is. It's gonna be biased to an extent, you know.
Right.
Living is the best democracy in the world. And still kills presidents for what?
Let's get to that comment right there. We appreciate all of you guys' comments. Definitely throw some likes in there. Living in best democracy in the world, and still, President JFK and try to remove Trump.
Yeah.
So they're speaking to some of the assassination attempts, and I don't want to say successful, but some of the assassinations that went through that's happening within this democratic procedure, within democracy. And they're saying that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. Well, that's I feel like the whole, like, the US is a democracy, bro, is almost, it sounds good, right? It sounds good, but it's not necessarily the case always, because like he stated, right, when things, it's not, or at least it's not fair, because a democracy is supposed to be fair. But as he stated, they have try to remove people from office
Right.
one way or another to have it their way. Look at I think the last election, how many people were running? Wasn't it? I think Tulsi was running, Tulsi Gabbard, along with Donald Trump and Joe Biden and who was the other guy? I think there was a dude, somebody else.
Bernie Sanders
Well, yeah, Bernie Sanders.
from Vermont.
I think is that coming this way or not?
No, that's New York City. If
But
you're
what
from
did
or
they
live
do?
in New York City, you know that sound.
They didn't
Fire
make
truck.
They didn't make it fair for Bernie.
It's another one.
They didn't make it fair for Bernie. They didn't make it fair for Tulsi. They wanted things ran a certain way, so they made it easier for Donald, at least with funding and everything. They made it easier for Donald and President Biden at the time to.
Sanders didn't do anything for 40 years. That's what they said, and then we appreciate your comment.
Yeah,
and the comment before that was that black and brown people have been trained to vote for Democrat,
And
they
so was
haven't
I.
done nothing
Yeah,
for us.
I was too. I remember
Well,
growing
you
up.
would-
Yeah.
No, they're saying
Huh?
black and brown. So they're saying us. They're saying
Oh,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah,
we
my
was
fault. Yeah,
trained to go in that direction, but they're not seeing the return on investment.
Yeah. I was taught when I was younger that the Republican Party was evil, and I swear I thought that Bush was like the Antichrist, because that's how I got brought up, and it wasn't until a couple of years ago that I really no, it was during the pandemic that I really started to see through the lies and everything. That's when I started to really open my eyes and make my own decisions.
Right.
But even when Donald Trump became president for the first time, I thought that we made a huge mistake. I genuinely, in my head, I thought that he was also the Antichrist. I swear. But
Yeah,
that
people
was
say
because
that.
I was watching CNN, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So that was why I came to that conclusion. Until, I saw things unfold the way that they did. After he was done running and Biden took place,
Yeah.
that's when I really started to change my opinion on everything.
That's cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, from across the globe, from Europe, from the border, it has been a successful evening because number one, we did not allow any of the obstacles to get in our way. We brought it right here to the street, right here to the people of New York City, the people of Washington Heights, the people on 180th and Broadway. Doesn't get more Washington Heights than that. But we've had a lovely time. We enjoyed this political conversation. Peace, shalom. What's another way of saying peace? What's another language to say peace? How you say peace in
Paz.
Spanish? Paz.
Paz.
That's
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah, paz.
Paz. Definitely want to thank all of you guys. This is what we look forward to doing and doing a lot more. Getting out here, having conversations, meeting with the people, letting people know that there are means, there are platforms, there are channels, there are people who actually are concerned with what it is that's going on, and this is what we're out here to do. Everyone won't necessarily be politically based. We want to get down to more community-based topics as well. Hopefully, it's November 4th. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And then before January is out, by the time of whoever is going through their inaugural address, we're going to return. We're definitely going to go live again before then, but we're going to wrap this particular segment up, and we're going to definitely be more formal at that point for the inaugural address and see what it is the concerns of people moving forward. Are you happy with the outcome of the election? Are you disappointed with the outcome of the election? Cast Their Crowns, Inc. You got black, you got brown here being represented together in unity, no fighting, no hatred against one another, right? It's not KFC, Taco Bell. It's not the boxing ring. You have two young, educated, articulate young men out here, right, mommy? Are we handsome? She shook her head, yes. Handsome brothers out here to meet with the people. We had one brave soul who stood behind what it was that they had to say and say what it is they're looking for. Everybody in the chat most certainly represented. We appreciate you guys checking in from Germany. We appreciate you guys checking in from the border. We appreciate you guys checking in from all of the other countries you checked in from, cities and states you checked in from. We'd like you guys to hit the like button, subscribe. You got some information where the people can get in contact with you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, which one should I give them? I don't use my personal. I'm gonna give you guys my videography Instagram. You can follow me at grind media _ that's GRIND media _ yeah, that's about it. Oh, and did I give them my name?
Yeah, we referred to you.
Probably too
but
late
you tell
now.
them again.
My name is Chris.
Chris. All right, that's his name right there. Media is his thing. He's out here capturing the world. He said by the lens that took him to different parts of the world. Took him to, we
Likewise.
appreciate that. Wish you well as well. Took him to Europe, took him to Jamaica. He's going to Miami soon. He's a man that's typically behind the camera, so he's doing a lot today. He's multitasking. Again, they tend to put down brothers. This is a man right here, a career-driven man that's multitasking.
This is getting crazy.
So with that said, Cast Their Crowns, Inc. Appreciate you guys. Till next time.
Papa, who's gonna win tomorrow?
Who's gonna win tomorrow?
We'll see. We'll see. We don't know yet.